Welcome to the Jerry Graves Channel. This channel talks about narcissism, and I want to go ahead and jump straight into the topic. But first, if you haven't subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button and make sure you smash that like button. Um, Without further ado, let's go ahead and jump straight into it. All right, so narcissists, they like to tell disturbing stories and give disturbing opinions about things just to see if you'll still hang around them, or also to make you anxious. And it's a deceptive way of, if they're trying to make you anxious, um it's deceptive. It's one of those things, like, there's a whole myriad of things that they can do to keep you anxious. But if you're telling a story, it's just like you can always be like, well, it's just a story. And some disturbing stories are entertaining, so it can be a real trick. But so with that being said, they also want to see if they can make you uncomfortable and see if you'll stay around them and keep hanging out with them. And if you'll do that, then it's like they know that they have you, that they can be very toxic with you, and that you are an easy target. So you want to show strength, if people are making you uncomfortable, even if it's something that, like that, like a story, you still don't hang around people that make you uncomfortable. Just them being weird. Why hang around a weird person? So I have like two examples of this happening before, when I was like in the Navy. Both of them were when I was in the Navy. There was one time where I was on restriction, and it's basically like you're locked down to the base. And so would sit around, and while we ate our lunch, we would talk, me and the other restrictees. And so this guy, he was kind of like on the outside of the group. Um, I don't know why he starts telling this disturbing story, but we were kind of like on the subject of pimps, and I don't even know why we're talking about that. But so then he tells a story about his uncle being a pimp and killing one of his prostitutes. And he goes into grave detail. He acts it out. He's like, I came over to my uncle's house one time. He was like, "Boy, you see that hole right there? That woman wouldn't shut up, and that I shot at her, and I barely missed." And like he's acting this out, and he has the vocal inflections that just draw you in. And I'm picturing the story as he's telling it, and he goes into grave detail of how he just, yeah, just, it was a really bad story. Like, and he was like describing the woman, how beautiful she was. So do you really think I wanted to hear, if we barely were on the subject of pimps? I don't know how we got on it. Do you This guy starts describing a murder. You know what I mean? And it disturbed the hell out of me, the way he was telling the story, you know? And that's a prime example. Like, somebody just, even if it's an interesting story, he captivated, he got everybody's attention, but still, like, you got to always ask yourself, like, what's the purpose of this? Like, why is this person telling me that? And it's okay to ask that person, like, why are you telling me this story? You know? And if you believe they're a narc, you didn't want to get that far. Just cut them off right after that story. You know. And there was another time, a guy who I actually got a little bit closer to because I worked with, and he was talking about how he like there's a lot of just weird conversations that narcissists put you into. He was talking about how he would have sex with his stepsister, and I'm like, and the funny thing is, he didn't just tell me; he was telling me and other coworkers about that, and I felt disturbed when he first told me this story. And then he told another coworker there, and the guy said it to his face, like, that's disturbing. So another example, and that guy turned out to be like a maniac, you know what I'm saying? So that's just an example. Like, any disturbing stories, any disturbing feelings, you just feel disturbed, you just get away from the person. It's just not worth it. It's not worth the risk. And that's the video for today. Thanks for watching. Peace. Yeah, the guy was just straight up. He was just like, I slept with my younger sister, and he wouldn't even say his stepsister. He kept saying sister like he looked at her like a sister. It's like under a trampoline at a birthday party, and we would just have sex, and he's addicted to sex, and she's addicted to sex, and it's just like a long fucking story of failure. The guy's a failure, a loser. You know, but thanks for watching. Peace.